Welcome back to Talking Franchise, but it's talking Netflix. Death Note. What did you think about Death Note?
It's an intriguing premise.
Hold on, who is that?
What?
That's John Wong! Alright, so...
Intriguing premise.
It was. I'm going to say about Death Note, the Netflix original.
Netflix original movie.
It was a good premise.
It's based on
the
an
script,
anime
the
series.
plot, the anime. I like the anime. Then I'm gonna. That probably enticed me to go see the anime now. Even though I'm not really. Only anime I've really seen is Naruto.
Naruto.
Yeah. Naruto. I don't even know how to pronounce Naruto. And I sat down and watched it because the actor Keith, what's his name?
William Dafoe?
The one that played
Snoop
Snoop Dogg and he played Snoop Dogg.
The guy from Get Out?
Yeah, he's in a Get Out, and he also played Snoop Dogg in the. Well, I wanted to see him as what's this guy's name? L in the movie.
Yeah.
They said supposedly since that guy's regularly Asian, so it was a little bit of the thing.
Everyone's regularly Asian. It's a Japanese manga.
Yeah,
anime,
of course.
Yeah.
Obviously.
No, but this is the
Stanfield.
Okay.
Keith Stanfield.
This is the American version, so a lot of people right now are kind of upset. But so I have no problem with the casting. I've never seen the anime before, but like I said, the movie feels a little overstuffed. Intriguing premise, but I guess from what I'm hearing from people who've actually watched the series, that they took the whole entire series and tried to fit it in this hour and 40-minute movie. I didn't need to see the anime series or even know that it was based on that to say, no, yeah, I already knew this. The movie is overstuffed. The first 30 minutes, okay.
It goes so fast. It becomes such a fast
the movie is a fast-paced film to get right to the plot in the beginning. But at the 30-minute mark, and what you think the movie was going to be about, and you figured out, again, this kid, he finds a notebook or whatever that has rules and magical powers where if you write the person's name into the book, they instantly die how you describe them dying.
Exactly. So you can basically control somebody. Imagine that. You can write a whole paragraph, whole story, like 3 pages of dialogue, like, oh, this guy goes to the store and buys some milk, and like detail it. You could put the person's name and put in detail how they die.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of rules, other rules that
that they keep pretty vague
because they don't go into it,
which is fine by me. But that's where when the movie says, okay, we're going to gloss over the rules of the book, we're going to leave that as like a twist and turns for later. Like I said, I thought the way the movie starts out, it feels like it was going to be it's a Netflix original movie, so it felt like it was going to be a small film where it was going to deal with consequences and morality, which they do. But this, right at the beginning, this kid makes his first kill. He realizes this bully, he decapitates him, realizes, oh, I could use this book for good, and people who have murdered people have gotten away with it when they slip through the justice system. He could end up. He's like, he'll take his revenge. He'll fight evil, and he's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you felt like you would deal with a little bit of conflict from that, but this movie jumps so far. All right, within his first kill, he finds out. Oh yeah, there's this demon that does the killings for him.
That's you're talking about the scene where they meet each other at the school.
He decides to kill another person who deserved it. Someone who got away with murdering his mother.
One section. Wait, before that jock that he killed.
Yeah. He was an innocent kid.
I don't think so. He was a jock because earlier before that happened, he was trying to defend this girl from from getting bullied by the guy. He stopped him before. He was already a jerk. Bully, he's a jock, normal.
He wasn't a murderer.
Cliche.
He's just a bully that flat out gets murdered.
So The scene is he's in detention. What I want to ask you before we go any further into is how much more detention do you think he got? Because that whole room was destroyed. How does he explain that when he get back? The teacher gets back and like.
That's funny. Like you said, I feel like
because he destroyed the room in like a.
They're living in a fantasy world. This movie is it's a little comedic. Like I said, I don't know if this movie knows what it's trying to be either. Like, how would you describe? Like, there is like comedic moments in it, but it's like, is it a horror film? Is it sci-fi? Like, it's fantasy. They try and fit so many things into it, but it is a bit comedic when the demon first arrives. He's screaming in a very high tone, but sounds like a woman screaming when he first like encounters the demon. What Ryuk?
Ryuk. Yeah, what is it about Seattle? Seattle, there's a lot of things that happen in Seattle in movies. No, I think I gotta research that. I'm gonna research that. Seattle,
sleepless in Seattle,
headless in Seattle. But you guys, let's describe how that kid decapitated with a ladder.
Yeah, he goes from this timid, like high school kid, to. He's like, I'm gonna save people's lives, and then he gets an ego instantly where he's like, I'm God now, I'm gonna become God. And this is where the movie takes a turn too. I was just like, okay, it's an interesting setup. The first 30 minutes, I'm like, all right, you're with me, you got me. Let's see what happens. All of a sudden, this girl that he barely knows, he spills it out to her. And he's like, I got a magical book too. Okay, you probably sound fucking crazy. But this girl instantly... and that's where I thought the movie was... It takes several... it doesn't go where you think it's going to go. He tells her she doesn't believe him, and the demon only he can see. So I felt like, it's just going to move on. Like, she thinks he's crazy. No, she goes along with it anyways, and then instantly is like, let's start killing people. They deserve to die. Let's get it. She wants in on this too. This crazy bitch. Just wants to instantly murder people.
Well,
something would ring an alarm right there. It'd be all like, "Fuck that girl." She should think
his plan was ready. He said he was telling her that he could do so much good with it. That's what he was saying. He could do so much good. He could stop all the bad guys. He could reach the people that he can't. That are in trouble in the justice system. Okay. The justice system doesn't help them.
This whole thing feels like it could have been a TV show, and it would have been better, like stretched out longer. Right there, okay, they're going to use it for... You would think it would be about consequence, showing them doing little things. No. Instantly, we have a montage that they've killed now, like...
Terrorists, bunch of...
Yeah, they've killed at least almost like 100 people, terrorists, and they all have people saying that, Kira, the guy, is killing them. People instantly start seeing the news, Kira's doing this. They instantly drop religion. People are like, God doesn't exist anymore. They show a church crumbling. And they're like, now people worship Kira. What the fuck? Okay, I say, you could say that you could have built to that. So that could have been a whole movie where, okay, now people... No, instantly...
Yeah.
I feel like now they've jumped. Like, okay, this is a pretty big leap. Where's it gonna go? Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a character that hasn't been introduced more than 30 minutes into the movie now. Yeah, Detective L, a black man dressed up like a ninja in China, is doing detective work. And then I'm like, okay, because they use the name Kira to throw people off. Even though they're killing people in Seattle, people are going to think, halfway across the continent. Then the secret government, the secret Chinese government, gets on the case with L, and they think that something's up. I was like, okay, I don't know who this character is, but instantly, there's a scene right after they introduce him. He goes into a limousine, and a guy offers him some glasses. He's like, here, put these glasses on. It'll heal your mind or something. The glasses start lighting up, and I'm like, wait a minute. Well, I was like, is this real world? Like, the movies, like, they've got into real sci-fi territory, because it felt like, this movie's supposed to be present day and stuff. And then all of a sudden, there's these futuristic glasses.
They don't explain.
That are no explanation.
You can't even see what he's seeing.
No explanation whatsoever. I don't know what it's doing, and I'm just like, okay, this is weird. And then
it does jump around too fast.
You come to find out again, the protagonist of the movie, the first 30 minutes, is now sort of he's sort of a villain, even though they're murdering. No, in my opinion, this makes him a heel, and they have him, both him and his girl, go like crazy throughout this whole movie, and like they're sick, they're evil people. But
I don't really think so. They're taking out bad people. Do you think?
But instantly, here was their idea. There wouldn't even be a movie. Again, this is why you would think the movie would go in a different direction, but they just jumped the shark right at the get go, and I think they forced it. They went too fast. That's why it could have been a build up to this. They killed one person, and then they instantly said, "Oh, we can be gods. Let's start making people think that a death present exists."
Death.
They want to be credited for killings, though. They have an ego now where they could have just, if they were good, they would have just started. They would have killed people off, and they would, anonymously. They wouldn't let the world know, but they want, like, to be congratulated on this. They want, right there. It just. Like I said, there's already something fucked up with them. And by the end of the movie, they're villains in this movie. The girl is. She's fucking nuts.
Definitely a villain.
Yeah, and that's the problem too. I think Light, the character who's got the notebook, he is a villain in the movie. But the movie wants you to feel sympathy for him. They try and make him like an anti-hero in the thing. But he's not even that. They try and make you feel sympathetic to him so you don't feel too bad or you're watching a horrible person. But they don't execute it well on the screen. And the acting, you said it, you weren't a fan of the acting in this movie.
No, I was not a fan of the acting.
The acting doesn't come across like what they should be emoting. The acting is a little bit bad it's a good cast, but I've never seen the main actor in this movie.
It's also direction that actors are taking.
The director, this is from, he's a horror director. He did the movie You're Next, which is a great movie. Mm-hmm. Fun little film if you've never seen that. And then he did, it was like a direct-to-video movie called The Guest. I hadn't seen that one, but I heard it was supposed to be on par. It was supposed to be as good as You're Next or whatever. So this is kind of a big movie that he's juggling. Maybe, but I know, the movie had style, but I wish it had more style. The way that they portray the killings in this movie, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's few and far in between. Once they commit to that story, like, oh, he's God, and now the detectives think, oh, this is a fraud, and there's something bigger at work. They think there's this big serial killer just killing people all across the country.
Like
the detectives in this movie are not too bright. I was just gonna say, but they think something's at play, and but the second that it jumps where, oh, they've already killed 100 people off the bat, and people don't believe in God anymore, I feel like it went off the rails. For me, anyways. And I was like, it's going to be hard sell just to get back to it. And I feel like the main character is not likable. And then you don't really want to cheer for the Detective L either, because they don't even.
He's very vague.
They don't even explain who he is or anything. It's just like he's trying to keep hidden. Like, why couldn't he's trying to take? He thinks, and I thought it was going to be revealed later. Like, I thought it would have went down that road too. Like, oh, he's blocking his face because I thought he already knew. He knew about the notebook that someone could write names down and kill you. At the start of this movie, no, he's just wearing a mask to wear a mask. He doesn't know that there's this. Did you ever think about that? He does it. This is what I thought. I thought he was going to have known about the notebook, or like he may have owned it in the past, and he's trying to stop something. Yeah. Like that's what I would have done. No, he doesn't know that there's even a book that if you knew what the person looked like, you could instantly die.
Yeah. It's
a good thing he covered up his face and they didn't know what he looked like, because like eventually he's on to that. But at the beginning, no, that's not the way they portray it either. I could be wrong, but no, that's not the way that they portrayed it. It's fucking weird how they did it. I don't know.
That's what I didn't like, the fast pace. It was all over the place, and I didn't like the acting that much. I think Lakeith did good, and some of the other characters, like the dad,
William Dafoe,
the father, of course,
did a good job in the voiceover. I think, he wasn't in it enough, and they keep his character so vague too. where you don't know what his motives are, and they still kind of keep you in the dark. I feel like he's kind of inconsequential to them. Like he's the reason why people are dying, but it's all in Light's hand. It's what he writes. It's not like the demon saying, "Oh yeah, kill these people." Like Light does all of this. He's the real murderer. Mm-hmm. It's not Raya. Who's the real monster in the movie.
Yeah. But
they're trying to juggle these big themes, but it doesn't translate well onto us. Something's missing from it. I like that Netflix took a chance on something, and they should. I want to see more originals, but yeah, for me, it's just by the ending, I was just pissed. I was just like, I thought.
Towards the end, I
felt like it was insulting.
Like I kept watching it, and then like towards the end, when it started, I was like getting kind of bored already, and I was like,
it wasn't even boring. I was
getting a little bit.
For me, I was just curious. It wasn't enjoyable. I was just curious as to why they went down the roads that they took. I feel like they tried. If this is based on a series, they could have made multiple movies. You're Netflix. You don't have to go to the theater anyways. Be outside.
I thought it was going to be a series, like a couple of shows. Actually, I didn't think it was just going to be a one and done.
Well, they're talking about possibly doing sequels to it. But, yeah, I don't even know where you go from there. You killed so many.
It was too much. They packed too much. They definitely would have benefited from doing 8 season, like 8 episode special. You should have done that instead of just doing that one thing. Because then, like, little by little, you could have started introducing you could have flushed out everybody's more stories.
The writing definitely could have been better. There's some awkward dialogue in there, and I don't buy it. The whole his love interest in the movie too. Like she plays a villain in the movie, but I did not like her character. There's no likable characters in this movie. I don't even like her father, the cop father. Like the acting is.
What is lit up with the rules though? The rules of the book too is that other people could write in the book, even though you're not the owner of the book.
Yeah,
and he can only see the owner. Like what? Like what are the rules?
So
they should have never.
They did leave the movie open for sequels, but I think like they left it ambiguous at the ending whether the detective wrote Light's name in at the ending to kill him off. Because at the end, William Dafoe's last line, he's laughing and he's like, "Humans are so peculiar or whatever, so funny, he says fascinating." And
so did he get a page from the book?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he found it in the calculus book. Like that's a twist. Like he found it, and someone the detective was supposed to be good throughout the movie, somehow gotten corrupted by killing Light, writing his name like that. They kept it ambiguous where you don't know what happened at the ending, but yeah, the movie.
He doesn't know about the book. Then he can't know anything about the book because he doesn't know if he kills him, the book just goes. No,
eventually he does find it. Eventually he does find out about the pages. But I'm saying at the beginning, when he first starts his detective work, he's just wearing a mask to wear a mask.
That's his fashion sense.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? I don't get what's going on. But the character's not likable at all. I wish it had a little bit more style. The blood and gore, it was nice. They definitely tried, but it just doesn't.
The question is, does the anime character L use?
Well, I heard the anime character.
Does he use
He's more. They said he's more cold and calculated. If you want to look at him as an anti-hero, he is. But he is supposed to be like he's just cold-blooded. He doesn't. Like I said, he will kill just to kill. He doesn't have feelings. I heard he's like a sociopath. That's where they get in the story that he wants to become a god. Or like he should be feared. In this one, the kid doesn't come off as a sociopath in the beginning. They, like I said, they just make him like
a little bit, a tiny bit of a sociopath because like I know something was weird with him when he was arguing with his dad in the one scene at the beginning. I was like, yo, this guy's a little bit of a jerk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I just think they would just make it. He wasn't going to be a likable character in the beginning. I don't know, but it's just like I never came around to caring about him. At the end, when the girl's trying to kill him, they're playing it up like, oh no, what's going to happen? Is he going to die? I'm like, fuck it, let them both fucking die. They're pieces of shit. But yeah, for me, it didn't translate well. On a scale of 1 to 10,
what do you give it on a scale to 1 to 10?
The premise alone was interesting for the first time, but I wouldn't give this a good positive score. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10.
I will. Just
on the premise alone, but
the premise is a good movie. It makes me interested in seeing, but I would say 4.5.
Just bad execution.
Yeah, definitely on the acting part, and the main character.
There was a lot.
You have to have. Well, he's the villain, right? You gotta have. You have to have someone to root for, somebody to.
And they didn't do enough.
Drive the plot, like to be that hero, or even if it's about villains.
Yeah, he
still wasn't likable.
Well, like I said, then just have him be a straight up villain. They were going out of their way towards the end to make him care and stuff. But I was like, I didn't get that feeling at all. Like they just tried to cram if that was the case that they tried to cram a whole entire series in a movie, that's Netflix's mistake. And they want to do sequels. They could have, like I said, I think it would have worked better as a miniseries or just. That's what I'm saying. It would have definitely 6 episodes, benefited. 8 episodes of seasons like that. If they are going to do a sequel to this. Yeah, I don't even know if I would check out the sequel. This turned me off. There was a lot of hype to this, and so I checked out what the buzz was about. I love Netflix. I'll support it, and I like their original TV series, and I want to see them do good with the movies. But you could see why, and you can the projects that they take on. You can tell wouldn't go into. They're unorthodox movies. They wouldn't go into the movie theaters. This wouldn't go to theater. They wouldn't get a paid audience. But because the audience is already paid with Netflix, they can take risks. I wish this movie would have taken more risks and developed a little bit more. I don't know. But for me, like I said, it's a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, they definitely crammed too much into such a short time frame. And I know a lot of things happened, but he was too accepting too at first, like automatically. Like the first scene, first time he finds the book. It's balls to the wall speed. He's already bang. Exactly. He already writes a name in it. I think more or less what's believable is somebody sees that book and then they're still.
And that's what I'm gonna say. The movie doesn't feel. I know it's supposed to be fantasy, and I'm all for fantasy. I love sci-fi fantasy. The movie just feels too unbelievable what the characters are doing. Yeah. Or how fast it did. Like I said, when the second he was he just created his own religion. He's going to become a god. And it happens within a 2-minute montage scene. I'm like, what the fuck?
And not the acting. Definitely. But go see it. Formulate your own opinion.
Yeah,
Rotten Tomatoes is not too good.
I wouldn't tell people not to watch it, but for me, it doesn't work.
It's like a 40% on IMDb.
But give it a chance. It's not for everyone. Like I said, this is getting mixed reviews from people. I've heard some people that love it, and other people that are saying, no, fuck that. I'm not hating on the movie because, it's against the anime. I've never seen the shit.
I've never seen the anime.
The way that the movie rolled out, I was disappointed. Yeah. And that's my take.
On Talking Netflix. Yeah, Talking Franchise. We'll be back with Austin Powers, Gold member. Right.